program, I won the cryo sauna, and now I got a cryo sauna at my house, which is so awesome, right? Now, what's even cooler is while I am doing that, so I am literally doing this thing live, and most people will be looking at that and be like, wow, Russell, that's really, really cool. But not Brandon and Kaylin. While I was doing this, she's like, oh my gosh, I get it. I'm going to do the same thing right now. And so this is right here happened the same day. It looked like they'd been preparing this for years. They're like sitting there writing their thing while they're watching mine. They're writing the stuff on the whiteboard, putting the things down. She had little pieces of paper she wrote her secrets on. And as soon as I got done with mine, they opened up their phone, clicked go on theirs, and they did the perfect webinar hack as well for their program and crushed it. They're over, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about the numbers. Did I mention it here? Maybe I can do it if I talked about it here. Anyway, they did the first time, and what's cool about this webinar hack, a couple of things. Well, first off, she did the webinar, same thing, I did the webinar, and when it's done, it doesn't just end. Now in Facebook, it becomes a post that you can promote. So John on my team does my Facebook ad. As soon as it was done, he's like, okay, cool, let's promote this thing to everyone who's been interested in webinars, all these different audiences, and start growing it. And that's how we got sales for the next 3 days. So Kaylin and Brandon, the same thing. They did the webinar, they pitched it, and then that video became an asset, and they started driving traffic to that thing, and it started growing, and from that they were able to get, I think they did a couple $100,000 off that one, and then it started dying. So then they went back and they redid it a couple months later. She did the perfect webinar hack again live. From that one, they ended up getting like 3 or 4 million people to watch it. From that, they ended up doing, this is last November, I think it was like $650,000 in sales, something crazy like that in November. And then after a while, like it started getting fatigue, it started not working as good. And then right before Funnel Hacking Live, they did another one, and that one did $1 million in a month. Okay, and the $1 million is cool, but what's even cooler is like that brings in 500 new women a day into their programs. They can help and they can serve and they can do things like that. Okay, and so the perfect webinar hack is cool, but it's hard to do this first off because at first you don't know your stories, you don't understand anything. But after you've mastered your presentation, like this is one of the most amazing things in the world. If you think about like a regular webinar, like the positives of webinars, it gives you a chance to practice in front of slides and do it over and over again and perfect your presentation, your pitch, your close, all those kind of things without you being live on camera. That's why I say do it every single month or every single week until you made $1 million. And the time you've done that every single week for $1 million, you'll know your stories, you'll feel comfortable, like all those kind of things. Because doing it live in front of camera is nerve-wracking. It's way harder, right? Like it was like yesterday I was nervous and I'm like, hey, I'm live. And I'm trying to remember my stories. I hadn't told these stories in that order before, and it was just kind of a funny thing. But that's what the perfect webinar hack is. So yesterday, excuse me, the night before, so after day one, we sat down and said, okay, let's again, I didn't want to prepare this fast. I wanted to show you guys how the perfect webinar hack works. And so we sat down, a couple of them in the office. I was like, hey, if people are going to join our 2 Comma Club coaching program, what is the big domino? What do we have to get everybody to believe? Okay? And I said, well, what are their fears? And like, what keeps people right now from taking those steps forward? What's holding them back? And we kept talking about it. And finally, we're like, if we can get people to believe that this group of people is the key, right? If they can hang out with a whole bunch of people that made $1 million through a funnel, if we get them to believe that they're in that group, then they're going to join. Like if they can see that, okay? And so I'm like, well, how do we articulate that in something that's exciting? And so there's a lot of ways to do different headlines. The most simple, my favorite one that we talk about in the Expert Secrets book is how to blank whatever they desire the most without blank whatever they have the most fear about. So I just did a simple headline. So how to, and then what do people desire most? Get into the 2 Comma Club in the next 12 months, right? Like, how many guys, if you get in the 2 Comma Club next 12 months, would freak you out? You could tell your mom, your sister, your old school teachers, your principal, your babysitter, like everyone throughout your life who told you were a failure. If you could tell them, hey, I made a choice to get in the 2 Comma Club, and within a month I was a millionaire. How does that feel? Ask Dan Henry when he decided, he started and 5 months later made $1 million. How does that feel? How does that feel to go back to your friends and your family members and people who doubted you and didn't believe you? Your old bosses, your job, like to be able to come back and be like, hey, guess what? I'm a millionaire. Like, how does that feel? I remember when I was learning this whole stuff, I was working at a painting company, and I was so excited. I would be painting next to these guys, and I'd be telling them like, dude, I learned about email and this, and I tell them all these stories because I'm so excited. And as I'm telling everybody, every time I come into work, and they're like, hey, Russell, you a millionaire yet? I'm like, screw you, dude. I was so mad and like, oh, so frustrated. And then now what do I tell them? Yeah, we did $1 million yesterday. Screw you, right? How good does that feel? So that's what they desire most. So how to finally get in the 2 Comma Club in the next 12 months, like, oh, how would that feel for you? Okay, but what's the fear? Okay, well, you've been trying. This is not your first time, right? You've tried, you've fallen in this gap over and over and over. Like, there's things that have kept you from doing that over and over and over again, right? Like, what was it for you? Was it you ran out of time, you ran out of money, you got a lot of focus, you tried this, shiny object syndrome? Like, for you, there was some reason why you fell in this gap over and over and over again, right? Like, that's your fears. Like, I can try again. What if I fail again? Oh, I don't want to fail again. Okay? So that's the without. Like, without the fear of falling into the gap again. Here's what you desire most without what you fear most. That's the title of my presentation. And if I can get you to believe that, then you're going to come here, right? So then I'm like, well, what's my origin story? What got me to believe this? Okay, if you guys watched yesterday, what was my origin story? Boom, 2 Comma Club. John Reese. Like, that's what got me to believe I could do this. And as soon as I believed that, I was there. Boom, that fast. Is that interesting? So I told my origin story about John Reese and 2 Comma Club and how I did that, and then I became a millionaire that fast. As soon as I shifted my focus and my belief and got in the right group of people, I was a millionaire. It wasn't that hard. Okay, so I tell the origin story. And some of you guys, that was it. You're like, sweet, I'm joining 2 Comma Club coaching, Russell, where do I go? And you're like, free, like in the comments, like, where do I sign up, right? Because some of you guys, the initial epiphany bridge was all you needed, and you were in. Okay? The smartest ones. Right. Okay, then I was like, okay, so after I do this, I tell the origin story. The first group of fast movers, like, I'm in, let's go. They're signing up and they're ready to rock and roll. But then, what happens to most of us? We hear that and all of a sudden the fear starts coming in. Like, okay. Like, you get all excited during my initial story. Like, I could do that. You visualize, you visualize yourself, man, I could, God, John Reese made $1 million a day. His goal is $1,000 a month at a time. Then he went to the point where he made $1 million in a year, and then a month, and then a week, and then a day. God, like, could I do that? God, you get all excited for a second, right? But as soon as you do that, then all of a sudden the other voice starts coming in. You can't do that. You've tried it before in the past. You're not that smart. Russell's way smarter than you. Seriously, guys. If that voice is telling you that, you're wrong. All these voices start coming in, right? All these fears. So then I'm like, okay, we talk about the vehicle. So first off, they have to understand the vehicle. The way they're going to do that is by doing a webinar a week. Giving yourself a raise every single day by focusing on driving traffic and doing a webinar, right? And so this one, when I taught this one, just so you guys know, like, it felt clunky for me. So if and when I redo this as a webinar, I will transition this because I didn't like how I did this. But you didn't know that till you do it live, right? That's why it's important to do it every single week. If I would have automated this once, I would have been stuck with this thing that was a halfway sales presentation. So I didn't love the way I did this, but conceptually I like that. If I can help people understand the model of how they're getting to 2 Comma Club, that's the vehicle. Okay? Next time I do this presentation, I will simplify what I taught here, and I will just talk about, here's the model. A webinar a week, every single week. Boom, boom. And I'd tell my story, I'd tell Kaylin's story, I would tell, I could tell like 10 different people's stories. Like, I would talk about the model. This is the model, this is the model. Ringing the drum, like, this is it. Boom, boom, boom. So everyone's saying, okay, that's the goal, to give myself a raise every day. This is how we do it, right? Now they believe in the vehicle. Sweet, that's awesome. There's the model, I can do that, I believe it. But the next thing is like, well, I've tried in the past, I did a webinar, it didn't work. I didn't have ad money to run webinars. Like, all these like internal things start freaking them out, right? Because they believe it. They believe that 2 Comma Clubs they want. They believe that this model works. But I don't know if I can make it work. I'm not that good at these kind of things. I get nervous behind a camera. I don't want to talk. Like, all these fears, right? So, okay, now we understand, like, you're literally just one funnel away. Like, you can do it, you guys. It's not that hard. Let me talk about mine. Like, I struggled, and then my first thing that came out was, the first time I had a funnel that blew up was 12th Millionaire. It was a product I didn't even know I didn't even know it was even going to be a thing. It was some dude I just interviewed, sitting on my hard drive for like 3 years, and I was like, I wonder if people want this. And they did. I didn't know that, but if I didn't make a whole bunch of offers, I never would have known that. So for you guys, it's the same thing. You don't know what it is yet, but you're literally one funnel away. It might be this one, it might be the next one. I don't know which one it is, but if you keep doing this, it's going to happen. And so when you join the 2 Comma Club coaching program, every single week, you're going to be launching this offer. And it's keep tweaking and changing and tweaking and changing. And eventually, one of these iterations will hit. And when it hits, it's not a short thing. It's not like, okay, cool, now the next 5 to 12 years I'll become a millionaire. No, when it hits hard and hits fast. And I'll tell you stories about Justin and Tara, how they have worked for them, and this one. I tell all these things. All of a sudden you're like, wow, maybe I'm not good enough now, but if I follow this model every single week, eventually it's going to get better and better and better. And eventually that will hit. And as soon as it hits, boom, it's done. Okay? So now it's like, I've got them to believe the 2 Comma Club is the key. I've got them to believe that the model works for them. Got them to believe they could actually do it. And the external is like how do I, the other things, right? Like how the external is even if I could do it, like what else could keep me back? Okay, a lot of times it's like your peer group. It's your friends. It's the people who know you. It's funny because I grew up in Utah and I moved to Boise, and I love my friends in Utah. Like, hopefully they're watching this. Like I like some of my, I still like miss those guys so much. But I came up here, it was interesting because I left all of them and I was in a new peer group and no one knew who I was. And so because of that, like I started just doing things I wouldn't have done there because they would have made fun of me. And it was kind of, you know, it's just weird. And so then, and as in this new environment, I was able to grow and flourish and have all sorts of success. And it's weird, I go back now to those guys and it's hard, like I miss them, but it's always kind of weird hanging out with them. I'm like, oh, it's like the people who grow up around you, they know you, they know all your mistakes and the things that you're dumb at. They know the fact you barely graduated from school. They know all the different issues. And so it's hard. And so a lot of times your peer group is the thing that's holding you back. So the external is the peer group. So if I come back here and say, look, secret number 3, the second million is way easier. Okay? And what's cool is you got this huge peer group. People have already done it. Like imagine if you get rid of your friends who think you're an idiot. You come out here, these friends here who think you're awesome because you're part of the club. Like this becomes your social group. Now it's like you're bringing people up. Now it's not that hard, right? And so I hope that you replace your peer group with people who believe in you, who know you, then it becomes easy. Now there's no external influences holding you back. There's not people talking down about you. There's not the people judging you. It's just these people who believe in you. Because I don't know about you, but I know you can get in the 2 Comma Club. I've seen people way less smart than you who are in the 2 Comma Club right now. Okay, it's not about brains. It's not about anything like that. It has to do with just following the process. Finding an offer, figuring out the what and the how, and kind of moving through that. So that's the third one. Boom. So at this point, what I've done, I've told my origin story, my vehicle, my internal, my external. I've gone through here, and for a big percentage of the people, the dominoes fall. Boom. They're like, I need to be part of this. Like, I'm in. Okay? And as soon as they're in, now what do? I ask for permission. All right. Now, for those of you guys who want this, you want to transition from one funnel away to 2 Comma Club, this is what I'm going to do. I want you guys to join me. Or excuse me, are you okay if I spend a few minutes and just kind of explain to you a special offer we created so you can be in the 2 Comma Club with us? Sorry, I slowed down there. So we asked for permission, and then everyone says yes. Okay, if you saw the comments yesterday, yes, tell us about it. We want to be in the 2 Comma Club. Ask for permission, and then there's no awkwardness. I'm like, cool, so here's a special offer we made for you. Okay, and then I come back to what we talked about day number 1, and I say, okay, here is the offer I created for you to get you this result that you all want. Okay, we've been here for 60 minutes. I know your result you want. You want this. You want to be in 2 Comma Club. You want to lose weight. You want to make money. You want whatever your thing is, right? You want clean carpets. You want clean teeth. You want to start your own dental practice. Like, here's the result. We talked about this. You want this. I know how to get you there. Are you cool if I spend a few minutes and go through a special offer I created to help get you to that result you want? You cool with that? Everyone cool with that? All right, cool. So this is what we're going to do. Here's a special offer I created for you. Now all the nervousness and awkwardness goes away because they just told you, please tell me what you have to sell me. Sweet. This is what I got for you. And then you go through here. Okay? Now this is the first time I've ever done a double stack, which is 2 different offers. So for me it was a little clunky. I don't like that. Typically I only sell one thing on a webinar. I recommend for most of you guys only to do that. But because we had just 2 variations, anyway, it is what it is. But then you do the stack. So the way the stack works is you go through each of the pieces. Now, a couple things. You'll read when you read the Expert Secrets book, it goes deep into how to do it. But a couple things you're going to screw up on. Because you as the educator, you're so excited. You're going to be like, all right, I'm going to create all this stuff. I want to show them everything I'm going to do. So you would go, here is my 8 core modules. And then you'd be like, okay, module number 1. And you spend 20 minutes talking about how cool it is. Module number 2. And you spend like a year going through all this crap and trying to explain to them why this is so cool. As soon as you start doing that, you will lose sales. They will fall through your fingers. Because as you go deeper and deeper into all this stuff, people will get stressed out. They think it's a lot of work. Their minds start wandering, and then you lost them. Okay? I need some kind of intrigue, so they don't really know, but they desire. I need curiosity and desire in the offer. So I'm going to go through the Secrets Masterclass 8 core modules, and I try to create some desire and curiosity. And I don't do that by explaining everything that's in it. By explaining everything that's in it, I take the curiosity and the desire out. Okay? So as I explained, I said, look, this is what happened. Stephen Larson over here, he went through the last 12 years of every one of my trainings, and figured out how to put all those things in a chronological order. So you can go from, I am a beginner right here who has done nothing ever. I don't have a product, I don't have a service, I have nothing, and I want to be here in the next 12 months. How do I do that? Okay? Well, this is the first video you need to watch, and then here's the worksheet to go with that. Here's the second video, here's the worksheet, here's the third, here's the worksheet, and then this Friday, jump on a call and I'll answer any of your questions. Cool, week number 1 done. You just took the first rung of the ladder, right? All right, week number 2. All right, what is your, week number 2, this is the next thing you gotta do. Watch this video, do this worksheet. Watch this video, do this worksheet. Watch this video, do worksheet. Jump on Friday, ask your Q&As. Cool, you got it? All right, boom, next rung. All right, week number 3. And we go through after 8 weeks. After 8 weeks, you have all the foundation to come join us here in the 2 Comma Club. Okay? That's module number 1. Boom. So what did I do? I didn't tell you everything inside of it, but I created desire and curiosity. Now you're like, oh, I don't know what that is, but I want it so bad. Ah. How many of you guys want it, by the way? It's insane. Like, those who have, like, Inner Circle members have been going through it. Everyone's like, I cannot believe what you guys put in here. And, like, anyway, it was so much work on Steven's side, like, chronologically fit all these things together so that it actually makes sense. Anyway, it's pretty cool. So, there's number 1. Number 2, the Spy for Profit Funnel Hacking 201. Okay, what is that? I don't know, but it sounds awesome. I know what it is, but I'm not going to go deep into, okay, module number 1 is this, module number 2, because again, same thing, curiosity. So funnel hacking 101 is cool, helps you understand how to funnel hack a funnel, but funnel hacking 201, we're going deep into everything about the business. Like, we're going to funnel hack their copy, their traffic sources, their ads, their demographics, like everything. If you want to go from, like, here's a high level understanding of funnel hacking to I'm going to become a ninja that can literally destroy anything, any business I want to go into, that's what this will give you. And it is amazing. All right, number 3, how many of you guys get stuck? And so anyway, go through the offer like this: accountability calls, discussion groups, 2 Comma Club, then I make the offer. Okay, that's how the stack works. I won't go super deep into the stack slide because it's in the Expert Secrets book, but I learned this originally from Armin Morin. You look at the way a lot of stage presenters and webinar people do it is they'll talk about their offer, like, okay, I got the master class to talk about this and give it value. And then they talk about the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And then at the end of it, they're like, all right, here's the price. And they give you the price. And the human mind can only hold one thought at a time, right? We think we can, like, multitask, but it's crap. We can't. Okay? It's like we can only shift from thing to thing to thing to thing. So what happens is you talk about this and this and this and this and this, and then you share the price. And your mind's like, they look at the price, and the only thing they associate to is the very last thing you shared with them. So if I would have pitched you and been like, it's only $2,000, you'd have been like, wait, is that worth $2,000 to me? You're like, I don't know if it is. That's a lot of money, right? And so the stack, the way it works is, if you see me do through PowerPoints, it's like I stack it every single time. So I'm like, so that means you're going to get this, 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 and this. And so what happens is then you associate the entire thing with the price. Okay? And then same thing here. I did the same thing here. After I show the value of the price, then we have this really cool thing called if-all statements. I learned from David Van Hoos. If-all statement is that if I come here to, like, total value is $12,000, I need you to believe that this actually is worth whatever the big thing is. Big mistake people do is they build up the value of something, like, oh, but don't worry, I'm not going to charge you 10 grand, it's only going to be 1,000, and they freak out and they get all nervous. It's like, no, this is worth $10,000. This is worth $40,000. If I make you a freaking millionaire, in the next 12 months, would you give me $40,000? Dude, this is totally worth $40,000. Like, you're insane if you don't think it is. So I need to get you to understand that this is worth $40,000 or that this is worth $12,000. Okay, don't wuss out and be like, oh, it's not really worth that. Like, it is. And so you have to spend some time doing it. So the way I share the price and they say, no, look, I'm not going to charge you $40,000, but I have a question for you. This is what we do if-all statements, at least 3. If all that this did was make you a millionaire in the next 12 months, would it be worth $40,000? Yes. If all that this did was help to get your message out to more people so you could change the world and leave your legacy on the world, would it be worth $40,000? Yes. If all that this did was give you the ability to come to Boise, Idaho and hang out with me for 3 days, would it be worth $40,000? Some people say yes, some people say no. Anyway, my goal is going to say yes 3 times. Yes, Russell, it is worth this. Yes, yes, yes. I said yes 3 times. Now in their mind, they're like, it's actually worth $40,000. So now when I come back and say, look, I'm not going to charge you $40,000. What I'm going to do for you today is we're going to charge you this. It's like, oh, because I know it's worth 40, but 14, like 15 grand? 15 grand to go through 12 years of your life, Russell, in chronological order with a coach who sits next to you every single day, get all my questions answered, rung by rung by rung by rung by rung. So within the next 12 months, I have the potential to be here. But even if I'm not here in 12 months, I have this peer group of people who are going to continually be pulling me up to get there. And you're telling me that's only $14,997? And I'm going to come to Boise and hang out with you here at the ClickFunnels headquarters? All right, I'm in. And then we come back, and after we've gotten the price, then we do some closes and justifications, and we tell stories, okay? And this comes back to just good storytelling. I have a whole bunch of, like, closes that are in the book because people like those kind of things. But the reality is it comes back to, like, telling good stories. Okay, a couple, like I didn't use this close yesterday, but like one of my closes I use a lot of times is a story from my wrestling coach. So I wrestled my first year at Brigham Young University, and at BYU, my head coach is named Mark Schultz. If you see the movie Foxcatcher, Coach Schultz was, it's a movie about him and his brother. John DuPont murdered his brother.